Tonight on TV2 News, we have updates on the Barberton carjacking that led to a police chase through Kent and how a Porta bus driver interacted with the suspect.
Are you tired of these cold temperatures? I have good news for the upcoming days with warmer weather coming up.
And the Cleveland Guardians look to make a trip back to the ALCS with a win in New York. Stay tuned to see if they were able to do it.
Finally, it's hard to believe, but Thanksgiving is around the corner and Popeyes has announced some big news for the holiday. Find out what that is and more as TV2 News at 6 starts right now.
This is TV2 News.
Wednesday evening, Portage County, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Alexandria Manthey.
And I'm Matt Carali. We start tonight with a carjacking incident in Akron that led to a police chase that ended here in Kent.
That's right. Our correspondent Noah Rowe has more updates on the incident. Noah, what can you tell us?
Thanks, Alex and Matt. Yes, there were 2 teenagers arrested last night in relation to an armed carjacking that took place in Akron and led to a police chase ending in Portage County. Akron police officers were able to confirm the drivers matched the description of Barberton Police's carjacking suspects. They attempted to pull the drivers over and were forced to give chase after the drivers refused to comply. Police deployed tire deflation devices and stopped the vehicle between Summit Road and Hodgman Lane. A suspect then got on a Porta bus at Dick's Stadium. TV2 was able to interview the road supervisor who was driving that bus.
I was sitting at the stadium in my bus and I heard like dozens of sirens and saw like lights flashing down the road. And as I was sitting there, I had a passenger run onto my bus and ask me if it went to Akron, which was a big surprise to me because I was at the stadium and like there's only one bus that goes to Akron. Then when I heard about it later that the carjackings and stuff like originated from Akron, I started putting 2 and 2 together and I was like, oh wait, that kind of like makes sense.
2 suspects, aged 16 and 17, were arrested yesterday, and a search is still underway for the 3rd suspect. The victim of the carjacking was treated at the initial crime scene, according to police, and no gunshots were fired. An Akron police officer was bitten in the arm by a canine dog while assisting with the arrest and treated at a local hospital. TV2 will provide updates to this story over the coming days. This has been Noah Rowe reporting from the Franklin Hall studio. Back to Alex and Matt.
All right, Noah, thanks for that. We appreciate it. Keeping things here in Kent, an Ohio Supreme Court justice is planning on holding a discussion on the importance of the judiciary and what is on the line on the ballots this November. Justice Jennifer Brunner will make an appearance at the Vote Gala, which is an annual event held by the Federal Democratic Women of Portage County, which is scheduled at the Kent American Legion from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock tomorrow night. If you want to register, you can head to the Federated Democratic Women's website.
And it looks like you will have to admire the fall leaves in the Cuyahoga Valley from the trails for the next few weeks. The Cuyahoga Valley Scenic Railroad has canceled more excursions and workers assess and repair erosion issues near its tracks. The National Park Scenic, Fall Flyer, Bike Aboard, Hale Farm, Explorer Program, and Family Fun Loop departures are all canceled through November 6th.
At noon today, members of the Kent State community took part in International Pronouns Day at the LGBTQ+ Center. The holiday is a nationwide celebration that is described on the website as one that, quote, seeks to respect, share, and educate about personal pronoun commonplace, end quote, with International Pronouns Day being celebrated on every 3rd Wednesday of October.
And the Student Leaders Suite held its grand opening earlier today in the Student Center. The suite was put together by the Center for Student Involvement for students from leadership groups such as USG and FAB. The goal of the suite is to provide a place for students to lounge and work in a designated area within the Student Center. The suite is located on the 2nd floor and is now open to students.
Good evening, Kent State and all of Portage County. I'm your weather anchor, Nuried Hurtado, with your weather forecast for tonight. As for right now in Kent, we have 42 degrees. It feels like 36. We have a colder feeling of the temperature with a dew point of 36. The humidity is at 80 degrees. We've been having those few showers here and there throughout the day. The wind is going east at 11 miles per hour and the visibility is at 9 miles. As for our statewide temperatures, we have 54 in Cincinnati being the highest temperature of the day, following by Dayton at 51 and Athens at 50, Akron and Columbus at 45, the same temperatures, and Steubenville at 42. Zooming into our rest of the day, we're gonna have at 8 p.m. 40 degrees. It's gonna be cloudy. By midnight, we're gonna have a drop on the temperatures, and it's gonna be like 36 degrees. So we're gonna have a cold night. However, tomorrow we're gonna keep the same kind of temperatures, but don't worry too much about it. That's all I have for now, but don't go anywhere. I have the rest of your weather forecast and some details for the coming days.
Thanks, Nuried. A 29-year-old Streetsboro man has been sentenced to 28 years in prison last Friday for having sex with a 13-year-old girl. The relationship lasted nearly 2 years and ended up resulting in a pregnancy. Andrew James Atkinson pleaded guilty in Portage County Court of Common Pleas to 7 counts of third-degree felony unlawful sexual conduct with a minor in a grand jury indictment back in August.
An Akron man is dead tonight after being shot as a bystander in an Akron gas station last month. Tourist Brewster was shot in the head in a store on the 800th block of Lovers Lane on September 1st. He was transported to Summa Akron City Hospital in critical condition. Brewster was pronounced dead this morning, according to the medical examiner's office.
The University of Akron announced earlier today that they will raise their lowest wages for employees to a maximum of $15 an hour. However, the raise does not apply to student workers. Those who will not see an increase in salaries, such as student workers, will stay at the state's minimum wage of $9.30 an hour. Others will get a raise of anywhere from $1 to $5.
And Ohio elections leader says he has found 75 more voters who may have committed voter fraud in the 2020 election. According to Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose's office, some of these allegations state that people voted more than once. First in one state, then cast another vote here in Ohio. The voters were identified by the Public Integrity Division just 2 weeks after its creation. President Biden spoke earlier today on his plan to lower gas prices, how your price at the pump may lower by the end of the year.
In this regard, let me remind you that in the Donetsk People's Republic, the Luhansk People's Republic, as well as in the Kherson and Zaporizhia regions, martial law was in effect before joining Russia.
Also, Russian President Vladimir Putin has declared martial law in Ukraine. TV2 News breaks down why.
Welcome back. Health experts say they're seeing a spike in RSV cases, a virus that can cause severe sickness, especially for young children and in older adults.
In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither shares the signs and symptoms of RSV and what parents need to know.
It's a common virus that mostly causes mild symptoms similar to a cold, but for some children, RSV can be severe.
What we're seeing is an early increase in cases of RSV, leading to a lot more children presenting to emergency departments and requiring hospitalization for the infection.
Mayo Clinic Dr. Napuni Rajapakse says symptoms include fever, coughing, wheezing, change or loss of appetite, and fatigue. Young children may also have difficulty breathing.
If they're noticing that there's sucking in the skin between their child's ribs or underneath the ribs, that's usually a sign that there's difficulty breathing. Obviously, if your child looks blue around their mouth or lips or their fingernails, that's a really serious sign and you should seek medical care right away.
While there are no vaccines for RSV, Rajapakse says you can reduce risk by washing hands frequently, avoiding exposure, and keeping things clean like countertops and doorknobs. She also says not to share drinking glasses, wash toys often, and don't smoke.
To secondhand smoke, we know can cause chronic inflammation within their lungs and can increase their risk of having more severe respiratory illnesses.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And keeping with health news, there's another COVID-19 booster. The FDA just authorized Novavax's COVID-19 vaccine for use as a first booster for adults ages 18 and up. Before now, the vaccine was only used as a 2-dose primary series. This is the 4th coronavirus vaccine available here in the U.S. The CD says about 50% of adults who got their primary series still have not received their first COVID-19 booster dose. So their hope is that offering another vaccine choice might help increase booster rates.
According to a report from the CDC, people of color face a higher risk of being hospitalized from the flu and less likely to get vaccinated. Officials say the reason why is due to poorer access to health care, along with a historical distrust of physicians and the government because of discrimination. CDC epidemiologist Carla Black said that the U.S. could be facing one of the worst flu seasons since the COVID-19 pandemic began in March of 2020.
A new fertility study shows that black infants born after fertility treatments have a higher risk of dying than white infants. Research has previously shown that black babies are about twice as likely to die as white babies before their first birthday. Now, the journal Pediatric Study suggests that the disparity is even larger. Researchers hope the study will urge people to have a childbirth plan and to continuously consult and follow up with their doctor.
And a recent study finds that sleep could be just as important to the health of the heart as diet and physical activity is. Scientists at Columbia University's Mailman School of Public Health revealed that cardiovascular health guidelines are more effective at predicting a person's risk of heart disease if they include sleep. According to the CDC, poor sleep habits are, quote, ubiquitous amongst Americans, with 63% of study participants saying that they sleep less than 7 hours a night, and 30% of those sleep less than 6 hours a night.
Florida has seen a rise in flesh-eating bacteria due to Hurricane Ian. The State Department of Health reported that as of Friday, there have been 65 cases of infections and 11 deaths in Florida just this year. That's almost double the amount of cases from last year. Experts say standing water from Hurricane Ian can be dangerous for people with open wounds, cuts, or scratches, as it makes it easier for bacteria to spread. Those with open wounds should seek medical care if an infection is apparent. The calendar may say October, but a blast of winter weather hit parts of Michigan yesterday. The National Weather Service issued a winter weather advisory for several areas of the state.
The storm brought snow and strong wind gusts up to 45 miles an hour, creating treacherous road conditions. And Alex, I'm going to have to tell you what, hearing that news coming out of our friends from the north, it really just makes you want to go like, is this going to come back down to here in Ohio?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I really don't want the snow here in Ohio. I am sticking with the fall weather, that's for sure. What about you?
No doubt about it. I mean, look, we haven't even hit Halloween yet, so the fact that snow could be coming in the area, it's not a sight that I would want to see.
No, I'm hoping not to, but, Nuried, I'm sure you can tell us, are we going to be seeing any snow anytime soon?
Well, guys, you'll be happy to hear that we won't be seeing snow, and instead we will be having much more enjoyable weather starting Friday. However, let's see what is going on right now across Northeast Ohio. We're going to a live radar right now. We're having a couple of rain showers here and there right now, but the weather is going to clear up a little bit tonight after the rain is going east way. So tonight we're not gonna deal with rain, we're not gonna deal with the snow. However, we have a freeze warning based on the temperatures that we're dealing with. So keep an eye out of it. Right now we're gonna zoom in into Northeast Ohio. We have 45 in Cleveland, that is the highest temperature, next to Sandusky with 48. We're going back to Mansfield and Kent with 41, 42 in Worcester, 43 in Canton, and 39 in Ashtabula. Now for our 7-day forecast, as I told you, we're gonna see warmer temperatures, warmer days coming up for this weekend, starting Friday. Tomorrow we're gonna have 48 degrees, it's gonna be cloudy, but on Friday we're gonna start seeing those temperatures going up to 64, mostly sunny, and that sun is gonna continue throughout the week. with the temperatures going up on Saturday and Sunday to 70 and 74. So if you're planning on going out with your friends, you're planning on doing something else, go ahead, because the weather is gonna look great. You're not gonna have to worry about freezing outside. Monday we're gonna hit the highest temperature with 75. It's gonna keep the sun out there. However, by Wednesday the temperatures are gonna start to drop again by 6 to 62 with 21% chance of rain. That's all I have for you tonight. Please stay warm and ready to enjoy this weekend with a more enjoyable weather. I'll see you next Wednesday.
Nuria, that's awesome to hear. Thanks again. A shipwreck from World War II is still leaking explosives and other toxic elements into the ocean. The chemicals from the ship can be toxic to marine life, and it's even causing changes in the water. The findings were published this week in the journal Frontiers in Marine Science. Researchers on the study hope the pollution they found will help policymakers figure out the best way to deal with the North Sea's wrecks to protect its ecosystem.
Gas prices have come down, and they continue to come down again. They're now down more than 27 cents a gallon in Wisconsin this past week, 27 cents in Oregon, 16 cents in Ohio, 25 cents in Nevada, 17 cents in Indiana in just the last 10 days. And that's progress. But they're not falling fast enough.
President Joe Biden announced his plan to lower gas prices earlier today. Biden is releasing 15 million barrels of oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve to be delivered in December.
This is the last 15 million barrels, of the 180 million he said he would release last spring over the course of the year. Biden's plan may potentially include some limits on oil companies' exports to other markets. President Biden also said the U.S. government will purchase more oil as soon as the price drops in order to replenish the reserves.
Now, we need to formalize this regime within the framework of Russian legislation. Therefore, I signed a decree on the introduction of martial law in these 4 subjects of the Russian Federation, so it will be immediately sent to the Federation Council.
Martial law has been declared by Russian President Vladimir Putin in 4 regions of Ukraine the Kremlin claims to have annexed. This comes as Russian-installed leaders in Kherson region began locating thousands of civilians. They say it's to move them away from the front line of fighting. Ukrainian officials say the declaration is a propaganda show that aims to intimidate the people there. Ukrainian forces have been advancing through several parts of the Kherson region in the recent weeks.
Well, now us in Ohio love us some cornhole, but find out how one Missouri man took things to the next level.
And the Kent State Golden Flashers women's volleyball team was back in action last night. Stay tuned after the break to find out how they did.
The College of Public Health at Kent State University prepares students for careers in some of today's most exciting health fields. Public health professionals impact lives by monitoring clinical trials, advocating for mental health, supporting active lifestyles, and more. The College of Public Health also offers open courses for any major, including its most famous course, Zombie Outbreak. Public health students can even study abroad and are encouraged to join the Public Health Student Alliance. For more information, visit kent.edu/public health. Public health, solving our problems together.
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
Good evening, Portage County. I am Brady Hamilton, and let's jump right into those sports news. The Kent State Golden Flashes volleyball team fell to their MAC rival, Ohio Bobcats, on Tuesday evening at the MAC Center. The Flashes lost the match 3-2, but despite the loss, the Flashes still had a good outing, which was led by senior Savannah Matthews, who tallied 15 kills. Freshman Mackenzie McGuire was second on the team with 11 kills. Kent State will not have to wait long to try and bounce back with a win, as they are set to face Buffalo on Thursday and Friday. And now we go to Yankee Stadium for Game 5, and it did not take long for the fireworks to start, as here in the first inning, Giancarlo Stanton gets his pitch, and he does not miss, as he gives the Yankees a 3-0 lead in the first. And the Guardians with the bullpen out there already in the second, and Aaron Judge will take this hanging curveball for a ride to the right field seats, and the Yankees will continue to set the tone early on. And here in the third, bases loaded with no outs, and all Jose Ramirez would be able to do here is a sac fly to center. But at least the Guardians were able to get at least one run in. Now Karinchak is on here in the 5th, but Anthony Rizzo takes a line drive to center field, and the Yankees will take a 5-1 lead. That would eventually be it as Miles Straw grounds out here to end the game, and the Yankees will end the Guardians' surprising season, and the Yankees go on to face the Astros in the ALCS. But despite one of Cleveland's team's seasons ending last night, the Cavs begin their new season tonight on the road when they take on the Toronto Raptors. After a disappointing finish during the play-in last year, the Cavs are more than ready to get back started tonight. Tonight will also be the debut of new Cavs All-Star Donovan Mitchell, adding in Mitchell to a lineup that already has Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen. Makes the Cavs a team to watch out for this year, and tip-off is tonight at 7:30 p.m. That's all I have for you tonight. I am Brady Hamilton, and make sure to tune in at the same time next week for more sports news.
Worried you're going to burn your bird this holiday season? Well, fast food giant Popeyes has got your Thanksgiving dinner covered. The pre-cooked options ahead.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is TV2 News, truly Portage County.
Welcome back, everyone. The game of cornhole is an American tradition, and one man from Missouri wanted to leave his mark on the sport in a big way. Matt Brokaw, a Kansas City business owner, built a 20 by 40 foot board to promote his business, Mo Country. The public will be able to take their crack at the game on November 5th, thanks to a charity event that is being scheduled to take place.
And Popeyes is once again offering to help with the cooking this holiday season. The fast food giant is bringing back its Cajun-style turkey for this Thanksgiving. The bird is marinated in Louisiana seasoning and slow roasted, and Popeyes even does the cooking for you. The turkey comes pre-cooked, so all customers have to do is thaw that turkey and throw it in the oven. Pre-orders began yesterday, and turkeys can be picked up at local locations or delivered. You know, I love the turkey for Thanksgiving, but I love the mashed potatoes even more.
I gotta tell you what, I'm sorry to cut you off, Alex, but I was looking at the monitor down there at the turkey, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's Cajun theme. It's so good.
It looks really good, and I would like to try it, not gonna lie.
You'd like to try it?
It does look pretty good.
Yeah?
I agree with you. Mashed potatoes is
Mashed potatoes are my favorite personally, but that is all the time we have for you today.
Thank you for joining us.
For updates on all these stories and more, visit our website at kentwired.com.
And our social media on all platforms at Kentwired. I am Brady Hamilton.
I'm Nuried Hurtado.
I'm Matt Caroli.
And I'm Alexandria Manthey. Have a great and safe night, 42.